Hi, avid followers. We are back with our next Succeed and Share video session. These, of course, are brought to you by Bank of America. Thank you to Bank of America for your continued support of the Chamber, of the Succeed and Share video series, and all that you do for our local business community. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from Keith Edmondson of Augusta Sports Leagues. Keith, welcome. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing very well. And yourself?
Good. Glad to see you. So I think we're all ready for sports, entertainment, all the like. Tell us what 2021 has in store for Augusta Sports League.
We are very excited. Blair, as you know, some of the people may not, we started out with adult recreational sports. So that was our primary bread and butter. We also do events. So if you've ever been to the Augusta Craft Beer Festival at the Green Jacket Stadium, that's us. We are working on some more festivals and things like that. Hopefully, planning on doing another big one for possibly October. But we also do other events. We're working on a 5K for 2021. We're actually working on some regional sports tournaments, so kickball, flag football, things like that. We are also we do a lot of team building. Soft skills development. My background is in public speaking, communications, and so forth. And we do we can do leadership development courses and so I'm hoping we're working on doing a lot more corporate development, including online training for those that have, remote workers and things like that. But so that's Augusta Sports Leagues. We've got 4,000 plus members in the Augusta CSRA area. And we're doing more sports. We're bringing sports back that have been gone, and then also looking at doing some events, a festival in October, and more corporate events.
Yeah, well, as we were talking the other day, that was kind of where our conversation led to really leveraging that corporate team building. And as people are getting back into the office and maybe haven't seen each other in a couple of months to a year, needing to bond and have that experience again. So I love it. And that leads me to the next question. How do you plan to leverage the relationship with the Chamber this next year?
The Chamber has always been good to us. For example, an associate of mine and I went through the Marketing Academy, which was huge help, especially when you talk about local resources with regards to print, billboards, and things like that. And especially now with people being so not necessarily driving past the same place or talking to the same group of people, that digital footprint is huge. The Chamber has helped us with that. In addition to that, they have such a large network of companies. And those companies are doing a few things. Number one, obviously, they're trying to re-engage their employees. They're working on team building because you can't have a team if they're not communicating. You're working on developing your leaders, whether it be public speaking or whatnot. And so the Chamber has those members. And so one of the best Chamber attributes is also that networking opportunity. So you meet people that are looking for what ASL offers, even though they didn't know that they needed us. And then more importantly, you've even got, a lot of companies now that they're getting back involved and they're growing their teams, they're hiring new people. One of the things they don't realize is retaining what they call your young adult capital, your human resources with regards to young adults is very important. ASL is integral, and I think that's something the Chamber has really helped make companies aware of, is that we're not just about playing recreational sports. We actually help you to hold on to your teams. We've got companies here, and they've picked here because ASL was part of their lives, and they made friends, and so we're excited that we can help companies and help the Chamber to retain their human capital.
Yes, and to that point, recruiting people from outside of the community and really developing that workforce, it's so important to have something like Augusta Sports League to enhance that work-live play that the Augusta region offers. So thank you for all that you're doing, and tell us about your plans for growth over the next year.
Absolutely. So first of all, we're hiring. Normally, we have an umpire officiating staff of about 30. Right now, we have 9. So that's
you were doing some of that officiating yourself, right?
That makes for long days. So, and you never want the director of the organization, because if you have a complaint with the ref and the ref is the director, it's kind of hard to have anybody. Yeah, so it's kind of like hanging out with the principal at school. The kids don't want to do that. So that is so obviously hiring is a big part of our process. On top of that, a lot of the indoor sports that we were offering, basketball, volleyball, things like that, we're just now beginning to bring those back and, working on that. And then, but also kickball has always been our biggest sport. So we're actually adding additional nights. We're looking at a Monday service industry night, which is just for bars, restaurants, because some of them are shut down on Monday nights. Why not go out and play some kickball? Then, on a night the restaurant or the bar is closed down, we're also looking at adding Sunday leagues. We had not been doing a whole lot of weekend stuff, but we found Sunday afternoons. And we pride ourselves on being family friendly. So I know a lot of people are concerned because they're like, "Oh, we saw a beer sponsor, or you do the Augusta Craft Beer Festival." We are family friendly, so we make sure our players watch the language, and we make sure it's a family environment. So if folks want to bring their kids or extended family members out to watch a game, they can do that, in safety. But yeah, so we're doing that. We are, like I said, we're working on a potential 5K. We've also got a couple of social events, maybe like a live action board game. I can't give you any more details than that, but if you love board games and you're like, what, live action? Come see me. We're working on that one now with a couple. And one of the things we do is we partner with organizations, whether they're charities, because we have the experience, or if we're doing an event, we may have partners or sponsors that are looking for a way to get in front of young adults. That's something we're doing more of. So as far as sponsorship opportunities, we're growing those. I haven't ever done a whole lot of that. We don't even put those on the back of our ASL t-shirts, but in talking with other sport and social groups across the country, that's something I need to do more of. So we're going to be growing that aspect of our business, allowing more companies in the community a way to get in front of young adults. And lastly, like I mentioned, that festival that we're doing in October, and I'll have more of the details about that in the next month or two.
Well, live action board game, you've got me on the hook for that. I'm
interested
in learning more, and hope that you'll definitely utilize the chamber, our member-to-member calendar, and the different ways of communicating with members to get all of this information out for your different events and your event in October, your 5K, all of that. I have to ask you, just kind of off the cuff, have you ever heard of sake? The game sake?
I have not. I've heard of the Japanese drink sake, but I've not. There is a game called sake.
True. So apparently it's a popular thing in middle school where you play hockey in your socks at gym. I don't know how you get away with that, but just throwing that out there for the sake of sports. Everybody's being innovative these days.
Absolutely. No, that brings up a great point. I've always had people ask me, "Hey Keith, can we start floor hockey? Can we do broom ball?" which is actually ice hockey in sneakers, exactly kind of like what you're talking about in socks. But yeah, I've even had people do, "Keith, can we do that game where you shoot Nerf arrows at each other?" And I'm like, I don't know about that one, but we're always open to look and try new things, and so that is. But yeah, so I do want to offer more of those. The two
just
things.
Throw liability out the window, no big deal.
That's the challenge. Before we offer anything, we're going to assess that to make sure everybody can have fun and be safe and not end up, with half the team heading to the hospital. But we are open to adding sports as they come up. We are looking at a lot of groups offer pickleball. That is a big one, and so we've actually discussed it. We may add that for the fall. So that's. Right. You heard it first. So
that's right. Well, we will stay tuned for all you have coming up, and we thank you so much for your support of the Chamber, being a strong partner, and for joining us today.
It is absolutely my pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you.